It's a sold-out Aptos gym this evening for this big first game of the second round of the 1988 Santa Cruz Coast Athletic League basketball season. Introducing the Santa Cruz Cardinals, number 20, Darryl Ratliff, number 21, Jeremy Green, number 11, Billy Mellis, number 40, Jack Sylvan, and number 55, Patrick Jones, the sophomore. 1,000 plus on hand as the Cardinals go into their opening scrum, full of excitement, full of hope, full of pleasure at their 7-0 record in the league. Now for the Aptos Mariners coming out, Tim Powell, number 5. Here he comes, Craig Holt, number 10. Holt averaging 23.7 points a game with a high of a 43-point game. Here comes Chris Warmerdam, the big eraser, 15.2 points a game, 9.7 rebounds. Here comes Mark Tuitt, the sophomore, 12.2 points a game, 5.7 rebounds. And Big John King, number 34, 6'8", senior center, 10.9 points a game, 9 rebounds. Larry Hart, we're close to showdown time here in the Aptos gym.
I'll tell you, Jeff Conley, this is going to be a good game. The Mariners, you can just sense in their own gym, there's a lot more confident than they were about 2 or 3 weeks ago after that 29-point blowout, and then they had to turn right around and play Santa Cruz again. There was a lot of doubtful looks on their face that night. I went over and watched that game. Tonight, it looks a little bit different.
Earlier in the season, of course, the Santa Cruz Cardinals prevailed 51-47 in the opening round of league play. It was Darryl Ratliff that night with 25 points who led the Cardinals to that victory. Holt was held to 16. Warmerdam shot his average. Everybody else on the Aptos team had a very difficult time. Pete Newell and his crew on the bench. His boys in red out on the floor. It'll be Jack Sylvan to jump center against Jonathan King.
Well, Jeff, Aptos is going to have to counter the very, very quick guards of Santa Cruz. It'll be interesting to see how they do that tonight.
Craig Holt with the possession off to the point guard, Tim Powell. Powell inside to King. Cardinals in the man-to-man early. Holt works against the great defender, Billy Mellis, and Darryl Ratliff tries for the steal, and Larry, that's the Ratliff triangle. That's where Aptos has fallen afoul of these Cardinals in the 2 earlier games.
Now, Aptos said that they've been working on that pass, supposedly making one fake before, at least before they make that pass.
Warmerdam from the baseline, shot a little long, fought for, controlled by Patrick Jones in a big battle with King. Throw the outlet pass, nobody's there, it'll go the other way.
And to come back to that just a little bit, Jeff, is that in the last 2 games when Aptos has played Santa Cruz, Ratliff has just been stealing that wing pass blind. They have got to fake on that pass.
Powell against Green, now Holt loses it out of bounds. Nerves in the early going. An absolutely mandatory need for the Mariners to beat the Cardinals tonight, or they can kiss the league championship goodbye in a hurry. The Cardinals without a loss. The Mariners with 2. They were beaten by the Cardinals and by Soquel. The Cardinals were pure in the first half. Around the perimeter they go. Ratliff across to Mellis, inside to Jones. Tries a move on King. The Mariners are playing defense tonight.
Talking to Chris Warmerdam before the game, they said they're going to use Aptos going to use a variety of defenses.
Sylvan finds a seam, can't sew it up. King with the rebound. Here they come. Both teams capable of running, obviously. Holt! No! All glass. Here they come. The Cardinals on the move. Ratliff's jumper. That's all there. Jones finally lobs it in over the rim. Patrick Jones breaks the ice for the Cardinals. 2-0 Santa Cruz.
So a couple of early air balls indicates a little bit of nervousness on the part of these teams, Jeff.
King now against Jones. He charged him. Close call, the toughest call in basketball.
Pat Jones, a very smart move, and it looked like from here that was a very good call. He beat him to that spot.
First foul on King, first foul in the game. 6:19 left there in the first quarter, just underway. And a game that people came early to see. The seats have been full for a couple of hours here in Aptos.
Looks like Aptos just in a 2-3 zone here, Jeff. Very flat down on that baseline.
Cardinals patient. All passes. That was the first dribble we've seen in the sequence. Sylvan can't get it. Warmerdam with the board. Oh, lob pass inside. They tried to get Craig Holt. Good try by Mark Tuitt. Good imagination, no execution. Here come the Cardinals.
Well, Aptos has 3 early turnovers already, Jeff. That's something that they can ill afford to do.
Cardinals playing perimeter ball. Now the penetration. Now, oh my! Powell from nowhere thought Mellis was going up in the shot. With the shot, came down on his back.
I thought that was Carl Lewis coming through there for a second. I think he got about 22, maybe 23 feet on that lead.
They'll take it out on the baseline. Mellis may have had a notion. We'll never know.
Aptos defense here, very tough, Jeff, early on.
Now a lob of their own. Ratliff tries to tip it one-handed, but it'll be Warmerdam with the ball. Tuitt up the floor.
Little imagination there.
Nice little bounce pass inside. Dr. Tom Davis would have loved that one up at Stanford. From Tuitt to King to the basket. It's all tied up at 2.
That was a great read pass, Jeff. He read the correct side, put it right where Tuitt did, put it right where it needed to be.
Cardinals patient, always patient. The Mariners really playing defense. King, Green rather, King with the rebound. Tuitt with the outlet.
Both teams a little icy early on.
There's Jonathan. Jonathan's really moving around tonight. Can't cough that one in. He gets the foul. It'll be on Jones this time as those 2 big men battle under the boards.
Jeff, both the Aptos Mariners are, this is the way they started the SoCal game the other night, with very nice passing. They're looking for each other. You don't see the selfishness that sometimes, that they are accused of, let's say.
Well, it appeared quite clear in the Dad's tournament early. They were all over the place that one game, completely disconnected. They are coming together, but will they get there early enough to win this game tonight?
They look like they're looking for each other, trying to get the ball down low, and it could be very effective.
King makes it 3-2 Aptos. And now the Mariners lead by 2 with 4:37 left in the first quarter.
This is not your typical Aptos. I would say it's a typical Santa Cruz game, of course, the best defensive team in the area. But Aptos would certainly like to pick the tempo up just a shade in normal years, maybe not this year against this team, though.
They're capable of going either way this year, the Cardinals. We're probably looking at a minimum possession game, as they say. Now Green tries one. Green's foul. The foul will be on Tim Powell.
That's his second personal, Jeff. Powell's.
3rd on the Mariners.
Pick up 2 quick ones. That's a good way to get taken right out of the game.
And there he goes. It'll be Cliff Knudsen replacing Powell. Green to shoot 2. Be the first foul shot attempt for the Cardinals tonight.
From a coaching viewpoint, you sure don't like to see a kid foul somebody when they're shooting the bomb, from 17, 18 feet, Jeff. Try to get a hand in his face, block his vision a little bit, but really hammering him is not a smart foul.
Well, the foul did not hurt the Mariners as the rebound is fought for and struggled for. I think Sylvan kicked it out of bounds. That's the call. It'll be Mariners ball as Green goes 0 for 2 at the line. 4-2 Aptos.
Yeah, rather uncharacteristic for him. He's been a money player all year long, Jeremy Green.
Now what? Give and go. Foul on illegal screen, I thought I heard him yell out. And if so, I believe it's on King. We'll wait and see.
It looks like it. He's got the frustration look on his face.
That's 2 on Big John King. Now they do have someone of equal stature to back him up. Number 31, Sam Putnam, a 6'8" junior center, but he lacks King's experience. So the Mariners in maybe a little early foul trouble back on the baseline.
Yeah, I would hardly call Putnam of equal stature, certainly physically, but not an experience.
Ratliff! It's a deuce. So it's all knotted at 4.
They gave Darrell about 4 feet on that, Jeff, and he just buried it.
4-4 the score with more than half of the first quarter gone.
They're clearing a side here, Aptos is.
Warmerdam cashes it in. Good play between Holt and Warmerdam.
When they cleared that one side, I thought that somebody was going to take someone one-on-one over on this right side like Craig Holt. But they decided to go on down low to Chris, and they got it.
Cardinals around the perimeter, nearly thrown away. Knudsen really hustling.
Looking like his brother on that play.
Ratliff again, and that's the three. So Ratliff heating up. It was he with 25 points that did the damage to the Mariners over at the Feldman gym.
Of course, I was alluding with Cliff Knudsen with comparing to Eric Knudsen last year.
Holt on a drive. Holt is fouled by Billy Mellis.
Eric Knudsen was the only starter that left that graduated off that team, and but look at the records, Jeff. It's they haven't done nearly as well this year.
Sometimes it's the glue. King blocked beautifully by Zach Rainey, who comes in the league into the game. Rather, I wanted to talk about him maybe being the best sixth man in the league, Larry.
He's a good one. There's no question about that. I was just amazed. I was watching Ratliff a moment ago race down the court after the exchange there, and he had everybody beat by 10 feet, but nobody saw him.
Green from three. He gets three. 10-6. Santa Cruz.
Well, Jeremy said I might have missed those free throws, buddy, but I'm going to bury the big one.
Rainey in for Jones as Knudsen drives to the hole and scores the deuce for Aptos.
Well, that's what a player has to do when he gets that playing time, Jeff, is come in and make something happen, and Knudsen certainly is.
Very active zone tonight by the Mariners.
Warmerdam.
Well, 3 seconds. Somebody was hanging around too long.
That was Zach Rainey. He had a little quizzical look on his face. Had his big toe in there.
1:47 left in the first quarter. Aptos trailing by 2. They have the ball.
They did a clear. Craig Sylvan came over and helped out, Jeff.
Good block by Sylvan. Ratliff all alone. 2. Ratliff now with 7 points. The Cardinals with 12. They lead it by 4.
Ratliff just runs away from people.
A little out of control goes Holt, but Tuitt cashes it in. 2 points for Tuitt. 10 for the Mariners. The Cardinals with a 12-10 lead and the ball.
A rather low-scoring game, Jeff. 12-10, and the quarter's winding down here with a minute. Something you'd expect, and it looks like Pete's going to make Aptos come out of that zone.
Cardinals seem content. Play catch. We'll see where they start the action. A lot of times teams do this, Larry. They seem like they hold the ball too long and leave themselves short.
Well, of course, Pete, he's very patient, and that's his trademark. Aptos zone very effective right now. He'd like to see Aptos come out and match up. Now they're going to go for the last shot.
35 seconds, 34, counting down. They started the possession with 1:20 left.
So many times you see a team do this and see them lose the ball.
25 seconds.
Go against you, Jeff.
What do you think? They got to make a move at about 10 to be realistic?
Well, they may not want, with that offensive power that Aptos has on the boards there, on the defensive end, I mean, they may just want to get the one shot.
They're at 11. Under 10, single digits, counting down, 7.
They're going to go down to about 3 or 4.
4. They need a launch, 2 seconds. They ran out of time. The first quarter is over. The Cardinals don't get the offense generated in time. The first quarter has come to an end. Santa Cruz 12, Aptos 10.
Easy Care Kitchens proudly sponsors high school sports by advertising on KRUZ TV. Easy Care has been owned and operated by Charlie and Judy Ludeman and Gary and Diana Emmons at the same location for over 10 years. Their commitment to our community is reflected in quality design, workmanship, and products. Staff designers, aided by a computer design system, will help you maximize your space and fulfill all your requirements to make your dream kitchen come true. Contact Easy Care for all your design, manufacturing, and installation needs.
Helen Hayes for Rotary International.
Not long ago, many people thought that polio had been eradicated, but not so. This very day, polio will cripple 750 children and cause another 75 children to die. And that's why Rotary has pledged a polio-free world. Rotary has mounted an extraordinary crusade to provide polio vaccine for the children of the world. For this I say, thank you, Rotary.
Scarborough Gardens is proud to be a KRUZ sports sponsor. Conveniently located in Scotts Valley, just off Scotts Valley Drive, the new Scarborough Gardens offers the home gardener or the professional landscaper everything that you'll need to get the job done right. In any planting season, the knowledgeable staff at Scarborough Gardens is your best bet for quality assistance and the assurance that you're receiving the right information at the right time. Scarborough Gardens, next to Scarborough Lumber in Scotts Valley.
Out of the labyrinth comes one unconventional choice. An Alfa Romeo with 4 doors. The Milano. Its extraordinary aluminum V6 muscles up to 183 horsepower. And its provocative style will take you where you've never been before. The Alfa Romeo Milano, driven to be different.
Now at Northern California's only exclusive Alfa Romeo dealership.
Oh, the crowd digging in here now. Every indication that this will be extremely close all the way through. A minimum possession game. Santa Cruz has the ball in the lead 12-10 as we begin the second period.
Very little dividing these two teams in the first quarter, Jeff. Santa Cruz 5 for 11, Aptos 5 for 10, shooting almost identical. Of course, the score reflects that.
Radliff was hot in the first, cools just slightly here to begin the second. He leads all scorers with 7 points.
Right to it with a nice pass down low.
Now the Mariners go to King, and now Jeremy Green is fouled on the way up the floor, and the Cardinals will substitute Patrick Jones for Zach Rainey. The Cardinals are in the bonus now. And Green will go to the line for 1-1 with 7:31 left here in the second quarter.
Well, we'll see how Jeremy does on this. Go for 2. He didn't even hit the iron on that.
Now 13-10 Santa Cruz. Green gets his 4th point, the 14th for Santa Cruz. The Mariners with 10 as the Cardinals go momentarily to the full court press. They don't try the trap.
That's just a token press, Jeff, just to apply in some pressure, wear him down.
Holt with his first shot of the second period gets the 3 and is fouled. And those are his first points of the game as he was shut out in the first quarter. Billy Mellis doing a good job on it, but he goes now for a little further instruction from the master, as we have the possibility of a 4-point play here for the Mariners.
That's rather significant, Jeff, that Craig was shut out in that first quarter, but yet the Mariners were still in the game 12-10.
Holt back iron on the free throw. Sylvan with the rebound, and Green up the floor.
This is a tempo that Pete Newell likes to play at. You can see that, he keeps his opponents underneath 50 points, and that's about where we're headed right now.
All around the perimeter they go, now inside. Jones rescued that time by Mellis. Now Jones on the attempted steal by King converts it for 2.
A lot of patience there, Jeff.
And King needs to be careful. He with 2 fouls. Tour with a good catch and a bad pass. And the Cardinals
3-on-1.
Ratliff sweeps underneath and just keeps going.
Warren
Jones,
that up.
Sylvan. Good defense in there. Cliff Knudsen, look at that man hustle.
Aptos just in a regular 2-1-2 zone right now. Last time these two teams played, Jeff, they got real cute. They played a diamond in one and a triangle in two.
Ratliff's three won't go. And Warmerdam to the board. Cardinals back quickly. Now Tuitt tries a tray, that won't go, and he's fouled by Ratliff, and we'll have to see when that is. It might be after the shot. We saw a lot of that at the SoCal Aptos game where the shot went no place, and then they were fouled after the shot as the defender was late arriving there. All on threes. And it will not be the shooting foul. It is, as I suspected, after the shot. The Mariners not yet in the penalty.
There's a nice pass, Warmerdam. Oh, they got a little bit too cute, Jeff. Tried to go back to King with it.
Green with a fancy dribble and a fancy move gets fouled by Tuitt on the shot.
That might have been Knutson. Oh, you're right on.
So Green to shoot two. I like that stutter dribble move of his.
This kid's a player.
Green.
He has that deceptive change of pace, Jeff, that is just so difficult for a player to stay with, because he's so quick, and then he gets you off balance, gets you back on the heels, and you're dead.
So Green has found the range at the line now. He moves his total up to 6 unofficially, and the team scored 18. Now a steal by Green and a lob. And there's Billy Mellis with a nice hook. It goes in, and he's fouled, I believe, by Craig Holtz. So big play. The Cardinals capitalize on defense, get a bucket, and a chance for more.
I'll tell you, they put that pressure on the guards out front, Jeff Conley, and the Aptos guard just unable to handle that quickness out there.
So Bill Warmerdam calls timeout for Aptos. A little attempt to get inside there, Larry.
A little bit surprising right now with Santa Cruz leading this game 20-13. You know, in the Aptos Mariner gym against this fine Aptos team. This shows how strong Pete Newell's team is this year, Jeff. That their defense is just relentless, and it just keeps coming, and it's so steady. And you know, they're not particularly hot from the field, but they have a 2013 lead.
Well, as we said at the top of the show, this is the true test in local high school basketball, to come into the Aptos gym, no matter what the year, and pull away with a victory.
And as you predicted earlier, I believe, Jeff, they have all the doors closed but one now, so it'll be sweltering up a bit in a short period of time.
Picking up the camera instruction here as we go to the line. It will be Billy Mellis shooting. His Cardinals leading 20-13 as Billy tries to go for the three-point play the hard way.
It's really obvious, Jeff, that Aptos is trying to go low tonight. They're trying to get that ball down low. And they're getting a few turnovers trying it, but I think that they've tired a bit of the long bomb, and they're reversing their strategy a bit.
So the timeout iced Billy Mellis. He couldn't convert the free throw. Now the Mariners to it with a nice move down the line. Can't get it. The Cardinals lob to Ratliff. He's too deep on the baseline. He'll bring it back out.
That was Sylvan that blocked that shot at Tuitt, Jeff. Very nice timing on that.
(2013) Cardinals as they move it around. Green tries to go through Knutson and Holt, but he walks to do it.
Well, he's so quick anyway. I think the ref said, hey, Jeremy, you don't need that extra little step.
7 points. The Aptos Mariners trail the Cardinals.
Mark Tuitt has been a very impressive player the last couple of games, Jeff. His passing has just really shined in the 2 games I've seen them play of late.
Holt tries his, and it is his. 3, 2016.
That three-pointer can close the gap in a hurry.
Holt has 6 points. Both of them 3.
Yeah, he's 2 for 3 from the outside. So they may be going, the Mariners may be going to Holt a little more often here if he keeps putting it in the hole.
Cardinals just all around the perimeter, sometimes cross court, then in, then out. Now the shot Good for Green. 3 more. 22-23-16. Aptos.
Jeremy's in double figures now, 10 points.
Aptos trying to get back. Can't do it. Rebound by Sylvan. What a game he's playing.
4
the
on
crew cut
2.
man. Green pulls up, throws up the right hand off balance shot and scores it. Look out. Here they come, the Cardinals.
Jeremy Green putting on a show now, Jeff. 12 points. He has half his team's total at 25, just about. Amazing show.
Holt in Mellis's face, draws the foul, but Billy stayed with him all the way. And that's a tough assignment to spend your whole evening inside Holt's shirt, Larry.
Well, you know, last time out, Billy Mellis held Holt to 16 points, which of course is 7 points below his average. So he does a good job on him, Jeff.
And the Cardinals will call timeout with 2 fouls on Billy Mellis. They need to talk about the defensive strategy against Holt, obviously, as Holt now hot. Has a pair of threes, put that one up from 2-point range, but drew the foul.
I tell you, I think if Craig were to be shooting that kind of shot he just shot, that would be right into Pete's hands, right into Billy Mellis' hands, because that was a forced shot, Jeff. I think Craig suddenly looked at that scoreboard and sensed that he had to do it himself, came down, took about a 17-foot lenient shot with a man on you, and that's not a good percentage shot.
Well, although the Cardinals have their usual hordes, their usual cast of thousands, you look down the score sheet, they have plenty of bodies. They do get a little thin after Zach Rainey, the legitimate sixth man, perhaps the best sixth man in the league. If Billy Mellis was to go, we'd have to see maybe Tracy Barnes with the chore of trying to keep down Holt, or it could be almost anybody that Newell feels might be inspired enough to do it.
I like Tracy Barnes. That kid is quick, Jeff, and they don't lose much quickness when they bring him in, Santa Cruz. And sometimes there's those kids sitting down on that bench that have a lot of ability and you just don't see them, and then they get their moment of glory, and here they come, right? You've seen that in a college game, right?
Well, we've both seen a lot of that. We know about the ability. We don't know when they're coming most of the time. With 3:44 left here in the first half, 25-16, the Cardinals with the lead. Holt tries to chop it a bit. Can't do it on the first shot. He'll try it again.
He's 0 for 2 from the line now.
Aptos going with Warmerdam to it. King, Holt.
That's strong. Oh, no. Looked a little long at first.
And Powell. 25-17. The Cardinals going with Green, Ratliff, Sylvan, Rainey. Patrick Jones in the middle. And he, a sophomore. He will be a factor in the Cardinal scheme of things for a couple more years. Oh, Holt up in the roof from that Ratliff fake.
Both teams fairly even in rebounds, Jeff. There's only about 1 rebound separate these two teams right now, so no major statistical edge by either team in the shooting area or rebounding.
Sylvan tries a three. The long rebound comes to Holt. He does a couple of flips behind the back, brings it down, keeps on penetrating, puts it up and gets it. 25-19. There's joy for Mariner fans in that particular move.
That was a sweet move. He just took it on one-on-one, and down it went, Jeff. That was a leg move.
Oh, good non-call back there.
That's 3.
Sylvan going at it. Ratliff's 3 won't go. Warmerdam with the board. Here they come. They're putting the ball in the hands of Holt. And why not? Now from 3. Oh.
A beautiful
Why did that
board.
go down? Warmerdam shot is long. King with the rebound. This is Aptos Mariner basketball. Another chance. That one's blocked. Rainey blocked it. And the ball is iced down court. Holt will bring it back up and start it again.
Santa Cruz got in a little bit of hurry, a little tempo that Pete did not want. Pete Newell.
There it is. 3 more.
So far it's the Jeremy Green, Craig Holt show for scoring out here. Each player with 12.
Check the tubes in the scoreboard. It's getting hotter. Now what? He traveled. Sylvan shaking his head no, but Bill Francis will prevail. Francis and Steve Chase working this game tonight for the Zebras. 1:51 left in the second period. Things have tightened up.
The Aptos defense taking its toll on Santa Cruz tonight, Jeff. They created 6 turnovers on the part of Santa Cruz.
Holt brings it up. It's in his hands. He could tie it up. 25-22. The Mariners trail. Stewart baseline, basket, 2.
Very nice move on that baseline. He felt that defense. He put his back to the inside man and just put it up off the glass, Jeff.
So the Cardinals with a singleton have 1:27 left on the clock. They lead it by 1. A foul inside. Rainey and Tuitt going at it. Rainey will have the foul called on him. And are the Mariners shooting yet?
They should be. That was not a player control foul.
First foul on Zach Rainey. And the Mariners are in the bonus. So it'll be Mark Tuitt going to the line. His club trailing by a digit, 25-24 with 1:25 left here in the second quarter.
I was talking about Tuitt a little bit earlier here, Jeff, at how unselfish he's been playing. You know, he's really looking for his teammates. He's doing all the things that it takes to turn that team with Aptos into a winner. And he's just a sophomore, a lot of maturity out there.
Well, when you're like him and you come into prominence that early in your career, it's a wise thing to learn that. It isn't all you. You have time. There it is. The Mariners get their first lead since very early in the game. They lead at 26-25 and a pair of free throws by Tuitt. Now Steve Chase calls timeout. He's going to wave in Tracy Barnes. Tracy Barnes in, Zach Rainey out. So the Cardinals now, with two of the quickest guys in town in the backcourt, they move Ratliff down in the corner. They go with Sylvan and Jones. Now Sylvan kicks it back out. Barnes.
Good weak side help by Craig Holt on that last play, coming from the weak side to stop Sylvan from making a pivot.
Ratliff shot off. Barnes with the board. Oh my.
Looked like Tim Powell got away with a reach in on that last one with Tracy, but the official did not call it. Nice.
Oh, look at that. Big time play. The basket's good. The foul is on Warmerdam as Sylvan accepts that little bounce pass from Green. That was playmaker stuff of the highest order.
That was a beautiful read. He put that bounce pass on the, it was just so little room to thread the needle with that pass, and Jeremy Green did it.
The Mariners closed that up big time, but it didn't fool Green, who found the hole. What are you going to do, Bill? What are you going to do?
I believe by my score sheet, that was Sylvan's first basket.
So Sylvan's foul shot won't go. Now, the Mariners will prevail on the sideline, far side.
Well, the ever-present Darryl Ratliff was right there, just creating all types of problems for Holt, but the Mariners got the ball back. Wherever you see Ratliff, you see a problem, let me tell you. He is so quick.
So Santa Cruz 27, Aptos 26, 47 seconds left here in the second quarter. Big halftime show. Cheerleaders from Santa Cruz, cheerleaders from Aptos. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay in Aptos possession. And we have a very interesting interview with Coach Pete Newell of the Santa Cruz Cardinals, who takes us down and back again from memory lane.
Bringing the ball up that time, Jeff, Craig Holt really had his hands full. I think he had Barnes and Ratliff on him both at the same time, and that's a pair to draw to, let me tell you.
Coach Newell will also be having some interesting things for you young players to listen to about his philosophy of basketball and a good philosophy in general about basketball. 32 seconds, 27 seconds now. That shot won't go. Big rebound comes out to Jones. Here comes Green. War. Aptos Mariners back there to halt the march of Green. He'll stay back on top.
Jeremy hasn't put the ball up in a while. He's scoring all those points. Very patient player.
Now he puts one up, and he gets it, a big three. Oh, the shot selection tonight for Jeremy Green has been magnificent. As the Mariners try to throw on the length of the floor, it'll bounce off the back wall. At the end of the second quarter, Santa Cruz 30, Aptos 26. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors.
Hi, folks. I'm Jim Geiger, and I'm the president of Travel Trails RV Center over in Scotts Valley, California. We just got in a new shipment of the all-new LaChar for 1988 by Winnebago. This is such a sleek little motorhome. It's only 21 feet long, gets about 20 miles to the gallon, and then it's an excellent little coach to take your kids to school or take them camping. Come on over and try our little country store atmosphere, enjoy yourself, and find out why so many people are doing business with Travel Trails.
Travel Trails of Scotts Valley, sales, rental, service.
When you visit Jerry's Sports, you won't go away empty-handed. Dress for success in the sport of your choice. Jerry's Sports has everything you need to win or just to have fun. Jerry's Sports in Santa Cruz and in the Graham Plaza Shopping Center, Scotts Valley.
Easy Care Kitchens proudly sponsors high school sports by advertising on KRUZ TV. Easy Care has been owned and operated by Charlie and Judy Ludeman and Gary and Diana Emmons at the same location for over 10 years. Their commitment to our community is reflected in quality design, workmanship, and products. Staff designers, aided by a computer design system, will help you maximize your space and fulfill all your requirements to make your dream kitchen come true. Contact Easy Care for all your design, manufacturing, and installation needs.
When you're looking for lumber, call nice number. When you're looking for sudden service now, just pick up your phone and dial.
At Nye Lumber, our motto is sudden service. The Nye's guys are happy to help you find what you need. They'll even carry it to your car. And if your car's not big enough, they can deliver it. So stop by Nye Lumber and let the Nye's guys help you.
The Rotary Clubs of Santa Cruz County would like to thank all of you who have participated in Rotary fundraisers and activities throughout the years. Rotary Clubs have organized support for schools and students with scholarships, drug prevention programs, AIDS education, skill centers, classrooms, playground equipment, and other projects. They have provided special services for the elderly, medical services to the poor, supported centers for handicapped children, and donated equipment to local hospitals. Internationally, over 1 million Rotarians have pledged to rid the world of polio through the Polio Plus campaign. The business and professional people of the Rotary Clubs of Santa Cruz County again say thank you.
Well, halftime belongs to the cheerleaders. The first to go on, the Santa Cruz High School Cardinal cheerleaders. Ancient Mariners out there for Aptos. The cheerleaders, I assume, will be out there soon. We'll catch their show. I'd like to also remind you that our interview with Coach Pete Newell will follow. The always delightful Aptos High School cheerleaders. Earlier we spoke with Pete Newell.
So your team is going great this year, and to most of us your temperament always appears to be pretty much the same, whether your record's good or bad or in between. Do you feel different this year because you're winning more games, and do you feel anything special about it?
Well, from a personal standpoint, I think the 10-10 rule, which has kept me on my seat, has curtailed my temperament extensively. But I feel that vocally I'm still in the game as much as I've ever been. This year's team is, to this point of the season, has accomplished a great deal, mainly because of the fact that the kids are playing so well together. And they have a tremendous belief in their abilities to go out and be successful, and it makes it a lot easier when you're coaching that type of a group.
The fabric of your career as a basketball coach is fairly tightly woven. For example, you have a player on your team, Billy Mellis, a great defensive guard, whose father, Spiro, was the manager of the Cal team, that famous team of yore, one of them, at Cal. Does that kind of connection make you feel comfortable, give you pleasure?
Sure does, and it also gives my father pleasure in that respect. And the first year that my dad was at Cal, that team in conference went 1-11, and yet my father felt that the senior leadership, and included in that senior leadership was the senior manager, set the stage for subsequent years of success. And I believe firmly that the success that we're having this year on our team can be attributed to 2 years ago, actually 3 years ago, when Billy's older brother, Fody Mellis, was a senior on our co-championship team with Aptos in '84-'85. And so I do have that perspective, and I'm real pleased that not only have we been doing well, but Billy's been a big part of it.
As a youth, you knew Oscar Robertson, Jerry Lucas, Darrell Imhoff, many of the great stars who played in the legendary 1960 Olympic team that your dad coached. Do those memories come back to you often, and when they do, are they at all useful to you?
Well, I was very fortunate between my sophomore and junior year in high school. My father took me back to New York, and so I was with the Olympic team for 2.5 weeks that they had to practice. And I'll never forget, I have memories. One memory is the first night the team got together, which was in early August. They had 2.5 weeks to assemble, to get in shape, and then go over and play in the Olympics. Of the 12 players, 5 were centers. They were using a basketball that in size was between a normal ball and a soccer ball, and yet had the markings of a soccer ball. And they had never lost an Olympic game. And the first meeting that they had on a Sunday night at West Point, my father told them that he was not going to be the first American coach ever to lose an Olympic basketball game. And he backed those words up by having 3 2.5-hour practices every day when they weren't playing for the next 2.5 weeks. And I remember between practices I would go over to the dorms and spend the time with the players, and they'd be moaning, Jerry Lucas in particular, about how hard it was. But at the end of the Olympics, they were regarded as perhaps the greatest Olympic team of all time, certainly until '84, and so the hard work did pay off. But yeah, I have great memories of it, and I would like to say that players like Robertson and West and Dissinger and Lucas and Bellamy and Boozer and Adrian Smith, and Darrell Imhoff, all of whom eventually played pro ball, were really kind to me, not because I was a coach's son, but just because they were quality people.
How sweet was the recent night up at Cal at the Harmon Gym when they named the floor of the gym the Pete Newell Court? And did you glance over to see Sean Harrell in that Cal uniform and attending the ceremony, and did it do something for you? I mean, what could that possibly be like?
Well, the only thing that was missing from that night was the fact that our mother wasn't there. But other than that, it was a perfect evening. And also that Sean was in uniform for the Bears against UCLA, sort of tied the knot and made, in a sense, the evening complete. But it was a great thrill for our entire family to see Dad be so recognized by a university that he still today holds very close to his heart. And that, again, the tradition of Cal athletics, the Straw Hat Band in 1987-88 is the same as it was in the late 50s. And he brought that up in his acceptance speech. And we will treasure those memories, all of my brothers as well as my father, as long as we live.
Let's bring it up a little bit more into what's going on tonight and with us here. Do you think that the high school game should more closely emulate the college game? We have the three-point rule in effect now. Do you think we should go to a clock, make the offensive charging calls the same, things like that?
Well, it's hard for the high school game not to emulate the college game because so many college games are on television, and the kids watch the college games probably whenever it's more appealing to the younger kids than maybe watching the pros. The only rule that I feel different than the college game is when a player goes to the basket in high school, and if I'm going up to shoot the ball, and if I release the ball and the ball's in the air, and now I make contact with a defensive player, and they call a charge on me, that they'll take away the basket at the high school level, whereas in the college they'll give it to you. And I feel that if the ball's in the air, and then contact's made afterwards, if that shot goes in, they should count the shot. So I do disagree with that. But in terms of the three-point line, I think that's great. It gives an opportunity for kids who may be lacking size or particular skills to shine. We have a player in our JV team, Mark Northcutt, who is a sophomore, who is not the quickest player, but he shoots that three-pointer real well, so he definitely has a role in the team. Concerning the shot clock, I've never really been a fan of the shot clock. I think that's just sort of a cosmetic rule that really doesn't have an awful lot of meaning in the game. But high school basketball is certainly in this area continues to grow in popularity, and the fact that Aptos has set the standard of excellence in the last 10 or 12 years, and for us to compete with Aptos, we've had to raise our programs. And all of a sudden, going into this season, there were 5 schools in our league, Aptos, Santa Cruz, Soquel, Harbor, and Watsonville, that could say that they had legitimate shots at the league championship. And that's the first time that's happened in a long time. So that just shows that everyone is raising their level to Bill and his program. And I think that's great. I'm certainly a fan of Santa Cruz High basketball, but I'm also a fan of just area basketball at large, and at all 3 levels, varsity, junior varsity, and freshman.
I think you answered, and you predisposed and answered my next question. I was going to ask you if you think local high school is basketball is getting better.
Sure is, and it's been getting better in the early 80s. We've had some outstanding individual players who not only have achieved success in the area, starting with, I think, Jimmy Hart, getting a college scholarship and going on. Your son, Jeffy, certainly right now playing with the Broncos of Santa Clara. Brian Holt down at Westmont College, starting at San Jose State. These are kids that were so good that little kids that are sort of a nuisance and in our way when we watch, but they're 7, 8, 10, 12 years old, and they see these kids play so well, and they go, God, I can hardly wait to be, play for Harbor, or play for Aptos, or play for Santa Cruz. Johnny Johnson's another one who could have played college ball if he did not decide on football. And so the individual talent has risen, and I think it's gotten more of the younger kids interested in playing.
What can these kids do to prepare themselves to become better before they get to high school, or should they even worry about it? Well, the important thing is that if they want to put the time in improving themselves, that they put it in to the point that they're having fun. And I'm going to look right in the camera. I don't know how many young kids are watching today, but it doesn't matter what sport you're playing, football, basketball, baseball. If you like the sport, have fun with it, and take it as far as you want it to take it. But, our humanity lost a very important person in the basketball world, Pete Maravich, and he wrote a book within 6 months of his death called Heir to a Dream. And in the book, he wrote extensively about the dedication that he had to the game of basketball when he was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. And yet, looking back on it, he realized that it was too serious for him, and he put too much emphasis on that, and he forgot about other aspects of growing up. So if you have a talent, use that talent, but gosh, have fun with it too, and maybe one day you will be wearing a Cardinal uniform or a Pirate uniform or a Cougar uniform and playing the way your heroes of today are playing, and that's great, but just have fun along the way. Thank you.
Sure.
Son of the coaching basketball legend Pete Newell, Pete Newell Jr. continues to enhance that legend as the head basketball coach right here at Santa Cruz High School.
Scarborough Gardens is proud to be a KRUZ sports sponsor. Conveniently located in Scotts Valley, just off Scotts Valley Drive, the new Scarborough Gardens offers the home gardener or the professional landscaper everything that you'll need to get the job done right. In any planting season, the knowledgeable staff at Scarborough Gardens is your best bet for quality assistance and the assurance that you're receiving the right information at the right time. Scarborough Gardens, next to Scarborough Lumber in Scarborough Gardens, next to Scarborough Lumber in Scotts Valley.
Hi, folks. I'm Jim Geiger, and I'm the president of Travel Trails RV Center over in Scotts Valley, California. We just got in a new shipment of the all-new Lashar for 1988 by Winnebago. This is such a sleek little motorhome. It's only 21 feet long, gets about 20 miles to the gallon, and then it's an excellent little coach to take your kids to school or take them camping. Come on over and try our little country store atmosphere, enjoy yourself, and find out why so many people are doing business with Travel Trails.
Travel Trails of Scotts Valley, sales, rental, service.
If looks could kill, you'd be dying for the unique look of stained glass overlay designs. Our exclusive process can be used on any glass in your home or business. It actually strengthens the glass and can even be used on shower doors. Create your own design or let SGO design something especially for you. Sparkling bevel glass, as well as etched and carved glass, is also available. Hand-sculpted cultured stone tiles and murals by TerraStone are perfect for remodeling and are not available anywhere else in the area. Custom inlaid designer rugs can be designed to match your windows or wallpaper and fabrics. Exclusive and custom hardwood doors are master crafted to add elegance to any entryway. Whether it's glass, tile, rugs, or doors, SGO Designs in Redwood Village, Aptos provides the finishing touch.
Shirt sleeve time here after a hard-working first half. The Santa Cruz Cardinals 30, the Aptos Mariners 26. Quick look at the scoring. Billy Mellis with 2 points, Jack Sylvan with 2, Darryl Ratliff with 7, and Jerry McGreen with 15 points led all scorers for Santa Cruz in the first half. He only missed 2 shots in that first half.
And for the Mariners, Mark Tewitt had 6. Holt with the leading scorer with 12 with 4 for 7, almost a counter to Green. Chris Warmerdam held to a very low 2, Jonathan King with 4, and Cliff Knudsen with a pair.
So 30-26 the score as the teams come back onto the floor. We'll take a look. It's Billy Mellis, number 11, Jeremy Green, 21, Patrick Jones, 55, Jack Sylvan, 40, Darryl Ratliff, 20. Same starters second half as the first half for Aptos. Right in front of us here, right in front of the KRUZ booth. It's Mark Tewitt to take it out, try to give it to Holt or Warmerdam. He's out there, Chris will get it. Tim Powell in the game as well, along with Jonathan King. Same starting teams, both halves, Larry.
Boy, they had a sandwich on hold on that inbounds, but somehow they managed to get the ball in.
His first shot of the second half won't go. Rebound to Aptos, shot by King, that one dropped. 2-point ball game, here we go. Potentially, the Santa Cruz Cardinals could put the league to sleep if they could win in this Aptos gym tonight. If they lose, it's all up for grabs with Soquel and Harbor still with a lot to say about it, and Aptos would only be trailing the Cardinals by 1 game. Sylvan back out to Mellis. Mellis with a move and a pass and a turn and a spin, and the shot won't go from Jones. Holt with the board.
Next week, the game of the week, Jeff, you'll be working with Gary Ty, the Harbor SLV game.
Up the valley we will go with the Pirates.
The SLV pit, that's a tough place to play.
The Pirates will be a long way from the Harbor. Cardinals with the rebound. They lead by 2 with 6:48 to go here in the third quarter. In a game that's been very rapidly played, Larry, there weren't many timeouts in the first half, a couple.
No,
not too much foul shooting.
And a rather typical game for Santa Cruz. I think the scoring was right where they are normally offensively and defensively both. And the pace just right, I think, for Pete Newell.
Ratliff is a little short. King is right there, and he'll bring it up the floor.
Mariners are winning the battle of the boards, but the quickness is Santa Cruz, of course.
Powell with a left-handed drive scores, and that's another country heard from. Powell with 2 fouls now has 2 points, and it's all tied at 30.
You know, those kids make that shot look so easy, but as a weak-hand shot on the move, off the rim, no glass, and it goes down.
Sylvan now with the jumper, that won't go. Warmerdam with the rebound, and you get a funny feeling here, Larry.
You sense the takeover of the boards here by the Mariners, Jeff. Right now, they seem to have taken over a bit here.
Grego, coast to coast, 32-30. Aptos with a rare lead here. They've led but one other time during this ball game, and it's timeout Cardinals.
Well, I think Pete Newell, with the years and years that he has in this game, Jeff, that he senses a little momentum change there and definitely wants to talk to his troops. I wouldn't be surprised to see him come out maybe snorting and stomping a little bit here and start putting a little more intense heat on the Mariners.
Well, it's art class here for Bill Warmerdam as he draws it out for his boys. The Mariners came right out, caught the Cardinals. Max got the quick four, now two more. They lead by a deuce, 32-30 with 5:37. And as always, the chant begins. Aptos. Aptos.
Yeah, both sides heating up a bit. Of course, the students are sitting on, the majority of the students are sitting on the same side that we are, and we have the Mariners on one side and the Cardinals on the other, and it looks like a little older group of parents across the way where the teams are seated. A little more quickness in the lineup with Tracy in there, Jeff. Number 24 for the Cardinals.
Barnes bounces it into Patrick Jones, who is held, might be by King.
It was Craig Holt, I believe.
Craig Holt, yes. The fist was a 0. Holt, the only one with a 0 in his number. For Craig Holt, that's his first foul. Second foul, all right. Second foul for Craig Holt. First team foul of the half for Aptos. 5:26 counting down, 32-30. The Cardinals trail. Now what? Oh, little kid ran onto the floor.
Yeah, he wanted a little action. Little 3-year-old over there, looks like.
Well, Coach Newell had something to say about those young kids at the halftime. I don't think he was speaking about anybody that young. You'll have to wait your turn, kid. You're 15 years away.
Yeah, it's a while yet. It's a good age to start them, but not with this big a crowd.
I want playing time, Coach. I want playing time. Pete. Not now, kid. We're trailing by the 2. Turnover. Ratliff was traveling. So the Cardinals having a hard time getting on track here to open the second half, this third quarter.
Ratliff made a beautiful move to the hoop on a nice dish off, but he traveled. He was a little upset with the call. Very intense.
Hold from 3, country. Write it down. 35-30. Aptos. 12 points in the first half for Craig. 5 here in the second half. He leads all scorers now with 17. Nothing new, of course. He's the second leading scorer in the league. Just a click behind Tomas Thompson. Now Ratliff. He can't do it. It's back iron. Tracy Barnes fights the much bigger man, Warmerdam. And they're going to call it a jump ball, and the possession will stay with the Cardinals.
Chris Warmerdam looks like he has taken his game up. You know, he only scored 2 points in the first half, Jeff. And it looks like coming out here in the third quarter that Chris has stepped his game up about 2 notches because he's very intense. You know, he fouled out of his last game, that SoCal game, and I think he was a little gun-shy coming out here tonight that he didn't want to get into early foul trouble.
Billy Mellis in, Zach Rainey in for the Cardinals. Barnes and Jones take a blow.
I shouldn't have said his last game. I'd say that other game, the second game that Aptos lost, which was actually 2 games ago for Aptos when he fouled out.
Rainey inside. Rainey's done that before. He comes off the bench to quickly score. Give the Cardinals a lift. 35-32 now, Aptos.
Yeah, you talked earlier about what a great player he was.
Holt's on fire now. Here it comes. The last of the Holtz is cranking it up here in this big game in the Aptos gym. 37-32 Aptos. The Cardinals call timeout again.
That was just a great move by Holt. They cleared a side over there. He went to the left side. He laid it up with his right hand, and bango, he's already got, what, 19 points, Jeff? I remember another Holt that once scored 65 points in this gym, I believe.
Yeah, that was against North Monterey County a few years ago.
That was Brian Holt.
That was quite an exhibition. I didn't see it myself.
I once saw a kid, Doug Glom, I was coaching, and Doug scored 49 points here in this gym against SLV, which I happen to be a part of.
Well, the most I ever saw a kid score in a high school game was in 1983, and the man's name was Hart, Jim Hart. I believe it was 50 points.
Oh, yeah, I know that kid.
That's the most points I've ever seen a kid score in a high school game. Well, the percentage was up there, too.
The part about Glom's night a few years ago when he got that back around 79 was that he didn't play 6 minutes of the fourth quarter. I mean, he lit it up.
I think our KRUZ TV record may have been that 38 scored by Tomas Thompson. I don't remember any others. We'd have to have Rusty Reed go through the archives and dig that out. But I believe that's the most points ever scored in the KRUZ TV game. Sylvan, he's got 2 more. That'll run his total to 4 and bring the Cardinals to within 3 with 3:37 going in a quick running down third quarter despite the 2 timeouts. Now Holt. Oh, that went everywhere but in. You're right about Warmerdam. He's fired up. The shot won't go, but he's fouled. Let's see who it's on. Billy Mellis had his hands on his head. We'll wait for Francis. Okay, 40, Jack Sylvan. For Sylvan, that's his first personal foul, I believe. You verify that?
I believe it is.
Okay, it'll be Warmerdam to shoot.
You get the feeling that the inside guy is going to start racking up some points, Jeff. They were very silent in the first half. Jones only scored 2. Warmerdam scored 2 in the first half, but I have a hunch that they're going to start lighting it up here. It's been kind of a guard-oriented game here.
Well, if football is won in the trenches, basketball is oftentimes won down on the blocks. Warmerdam with another. Of course, you might be changing your mind a little at the top of the show. You said it was the guards that would prevail.
Well, so far, you know, they have, but
you're right.
I'm just amazed that Chris Warmerdam only get 2 points in the first half.
The Cardinals trail by 5. A very dangerous place to be on the road in Aptos. Leading the league with 7-0. Green now pops one up. It'll roll, it'll bounce, but it won't go. It'll come down to King, and Tuitt will bring it up.
The Mariners just have a very big edge now on the boards, Jeff. It's something like 19-12. They're really taking over down there.
Well, Holt didn't have the shot, tried to get it to Warmerdam. It was a little too swift. Green pulls up, pops and drops. Go for Jeremy Green. He gets his first 2 of the second half. Led all scorers with 15 in the first. And the Cardinals are back within 3, but the Mariners have the ball.
Took Jeremy 5 minutes to get that one, but he may go on a rampage now.
There's Warmerdam. A modified alley-oop as Warmerdam catches it, brings it down, and loops it back in.
Mark Tuitt with a fine pass on that. A little bit acknowledging going on back and forth between he and Warmer.
He and Warmerdam were slow coming out to begin the game. They weren't out there shooting early with the rest. That'll be out of bounds, and the Cardinals will keep it.
Well, this will be one of the rare times they get 2 shots tonight. The Mariners have been pretty much sweeping the boards on those single-shot offenses.
41-36. The Mariners have 2 leaders among league rebounders. Oh, Sylvan is hammered. If it was King, that's his 3rd.
Well, it wasn't a bad time to get it, frankly. It was an automatic 2 underneath, and King, though, was just airborne. There was nothing he could do about it. It wasn't like it was an intentional foul underneath.
3 fouls against King, 2 team fouls against the Mariners in the third quarter, second half. 36-41. Now, can't count them before they go in.
That's 0 for 2 for Jack tonight from the line. Normally a very good sound foul shooter.
That one makes it 37-41. Aptos with the lead in the ball. Howell.
It's a 2-2-1 full court press here. One man, Zach Rainey, the only man back.
And he fouls Tuitt. Probably a good foul. Tuitt was about to either drive the baseline and score or find King all alone under the hole.
Yeah, if they could have got the ball to the middle to Warmerdam, they would have had a 3-on-1 there. They elected to go to the same side where Rainey was, and really that was to Santa Cruz advantage.
Well, Rainey gets lifted after the foul. Jones comes back in. Mariners set it up, and there's the play, and there's the shot, and there's the three for Craig Holt. 22 points for Holt, 44 points for Aptos. 37. Holt almost steals it. Can't. There's somebody unguarded. That lift goes right through. Can't get it. Sylvan with a board. He'll spin on Warmer. He won't get it. Warmerdam changing shots. Will it drop? Finally, Jones kicks it in as Chris Warmerdam did everything he could to stop the penetration after Craig Holt gambled on the steal and lost.
Suddenly, Jeff, this game has gone down low. And I know that Holt has hit some big outside shots here, but suddenly the game is turning to the inside game where the offensive boards, the guys are really hitting the boards much harder than they did in the first half. It's just a completely different look right now than what we had in the first half.
Jones with the Cardinals trailing by 5. Makes the three-point play. And now, they'll wave in a new player. Zach Rainey will come in. Patrick Jones will go out. As Rainey has been given his instructions after that foul against Tuitt a little earlier when they took him out. Aptos against the trap here.
The zone press, giving Aptos fits out there.
Oh, Holt, he's just unconscious now. 3 more for Craig Holt.
6 3-pointers, Jeff. 6 3-pointers for Craig Holt.
Well, they're rocking and socking down on the blocks, but it's Holt from outside. Now they struggle. Who fouled? He traveled. It'll be Cardinal ball.
Well, referee Steve Chase was right there, and he thought that Warmerdam made an attempt to move, and he called it.
Now Patrick Jones will come in as some serious ferrying going on. Jones and Rainey are taking turns running in and out as Newell keeps giving instructions to either one of them.
And Warmerdam was giving, Chris Warmerdam giving instructions to referee Steve Chase.
There's Green from the baseline trying for 3. It'll go nowhere but out of bounds to Aptos. 47-40, Aptos leads it. 1:10 left to go in the third quarter.
The ball's gone a little bit flat for Santa Cruz, and of course Craig Holt has just absolutely lit it up for the Mariners. That's
well, it happens in here. Holton Mellis in a struggle for the ball. Oh, Mellis is inside Holt's jersey. Powell gets free. That's net, but no hole. Now what? Oh, struggling, fighting. Here come the Cardinals with a 3-on-1. They throw the ball out the door. The ghosts of the Aptos gym are working on the Cardinal minds now.
At one end, you had Mark Tuitt who made a very fine offensive board. Santa Cruz got the ball back. Billy Mills had 3-on-1, and they threw it away, Jeff.
42 seconds left in the third. Aptos leads by 7. Holt down to his knees, but not defeated.
Jeff, Mellis has just given Holt fits. He has come in and just to torment him right now. He is all over him. I can't believe it.
Here they come, the Cardinals now with yet another possession and another opportunity. They trail by 7 with 19 seconds left. This has been a bad third quarter for them. They've scored 10 points. The Mariners have scored 21. A 4-point lead in the half has turned into a 7-point deficit. Now what? No shot. Tuitt fouled, and he fouled Jack Sylvan away from the ball.
Just about a chance for a 5-point, or was a chance for a 5-point play there as Jeremy Green cast it off. The foul was called. Of course, now they're not in the bonus, so they would have been shooting, so that was a little premature.
Well, I've seen a 5-point play this year. There's a 5-point play that led the Broncos to the big victory over Stanford. A 5-point play.
I heard of a 23-point play this year.
You did?
A 23-point play. A series of technicals that led to 23 points by one team.
Somebody's brain must have fried on that one.
Can you imagine that foul shooter getting to go to that line?
Well, we've got a situation here with a foul shooter at the line. On a technical, someone must have said something that Francis or Chase didn't like, because Jack Sylvan cans the first one. And this is not good news for the Mariners. They worked real hard to build that 7-point lead. Now it's a 5-point lead, and with the 3 in the game, with 6 seconds left in the third, they could go out of here with leading by 2. This is what makes Rolaids salesman rich, huh, Pete? Nice move by Jones. He can't quite cough it in. No arc on the shot. They'll kick it out. The third quarter comes to an end. Aptos has closed the gap and gone 5 in front. Aptos 47, Santa Cruz 42. We'll be back with the big fourth quarter after these words from our sponsors.
When you're looking for lumber, call nice number. When you're looking for sudden service now, just pick up your phone and dial.
At Nye Lumber, our motto is sudden service. The Nye's guys are happy to help you find what you need. They'll even carry it to your car. And if your car's not big enough, they can deliver it. So stop by Nye Lumber and let the Nye's guys help you.
4752.
Oh, the pleasure of a perfect pizza. This man's search for the perfect pizza has led him to the pizza company. Could the perfect pizza be the Del Monte Forest? So delicious. But then again, maybe it's a company combination. But who can deny that the zest of a pizza Mexicana may be the best? Or maybe the Santa Cruz special. Or, well, you get the idea. Whatever pizza you choose, you'll get more than just a great pizza at the pizza company. You'll get a perfect pizza. Perfectly delicious.
Look at all these shoes.
Where are they going?
Let's tag along.
Sure are a lot of shoes here.
Yeah, all kinds. There's a running shoe.
And a basketball shoe.
And aerobic shoes, too.
Hey, check out those cleats.
Look, we're here.
Jerry Sports?
Yeah, Jerry Sports. They've got the largest selection around for any sport you can imagine.
Right. My team got their whole uniform here and all the equipment we needed, too.
And now they've got 2 stores in Santa Cruz and Scotts Valley.
Hey, this here's Gino coming at you for the Pontiac Grill. I start my day right here with Gino's Basic Breakfast, named after yours truly. 2 eggs, potatoes, and toast for just $1.98. For lunch, me and my buddy here go for one of them great burgers that Pontiac Grill's famous for. And then I cruise on down with the whole family for dinner. See, they got something for everyone, even little Gino. So the next time you're looking for a little thrill, pop on into the Pontiac Grill and tell them Gino sent you.
The Mariners lead this big one, 47-42. 1 quarter to go here in Aptos.
Jeff, the Mariners outscored Santa Cruz 21-12 in that third quarter. Very decisive quarter.
Give the ball to the Cardinals.
Well, Aptos is in their, it's one of their squirrely defenses now. They got a man-to-man on Jeremy Green, and they're in a diamond and one, it looks like.
So Powell draws the deal on Green.
Yeah, they're going to try to cut off the head of the horse, as they say.
Sylvan. Long rebound to it. The first time they played during the league, it was Sylvan who had to come out on top to take over the point chores as they just hounded Green. Now, Holt a little short with Billy Mellis all over him. The ball out of bounds, and it's going to go to the Cardinals.
A great hustle play on the part of Mark Tuitt. He went into the wall there. Santa Cruz controls. Yeah, in the last game, they ran that defense a little bit. That was the last Santa Cruz Aptos game, and it was quite effective. They held Santa Cruz to 51 points.
Oh, Sylvan in traffic gets hammered by either Warmerdam or King or both. Who's going to get the blame? If it's King, he'll have 4. It'll be Warmerdam. He can afford it more. That's his first, isn't it?
Yes. I would think that Chris Warmerdam now is going to get really... we talked about that in the last quarter, and he scored 4 points in that quarter, but with only 1 foul, I think you're going to see him playing very hard now. He knows that he's not in foul trouble. It's crunch time, and he can go to it.
Sylvan, who had trouble earlier, now starting to find the range with his free throws. Smiling Jack with 7.
Fine player, Jeff, isn't he? Just so kind of a silent type of player.
This is the second, put the jinx on him. Aptos leads 47-43 with 6:49 left in regulation. The Mariners could run their record to 6-2. Put the Cardinals back at 7-1. His hold all over the place, finds Warmerdam alone, and he scores! 49-43 Aptos.
That was a fine play on the part of Craig Holt, Jeff. He was just being hounded by Billy Mellis. He drove to the hoop. The help picked him up underneath. He dished off underneath the Warmerdam, and just an outstanding play.
This is the toughest chore in the Santa Cruz Coast Athletic League basketball season to win one in Aptos. Especially the more you need it, the tougher it is. Green comes up short. He'll be one-on-one against Holt. Holt goes right through him, lays it up off the glass. King's follow is good. 51-43.
That was interesting on that last play, Jeff. It looked like a 2-on-1, and here comes Ratliff, and there was no 2-on-1, there was 2-on-2.
Trailing by 8. Ratliff launches, looking for the 5-point spread. Can't get it. Mellis rebounds inside, kicks it outside to Green.
He felt Warmerdam right there as he says, no, I don't want any part of Chris.
There's the penetration, there's the shot. 2 more for Green.
Well, Jeff, I know you've seen a lot of college basketball, but that right there is a typical collegiate guard move where you go to the hoop, adjust your shot in midair, and just lay it in sweet.
Oh, Holt almost burning Mellis as he was just spinning and waving and turning. Mellis stayed with him all the way. Holt couldn't get it. Now the Cardinals trailing by 6 with 5:06 left here in the final period.
Jeremy Green now has 19 points, Jeff. He's had a fine game. Got Powell all over him.
There he is again with that high bouncer. That thing looks funny looking. People want the turnover, but that's under control.
Ricky Green, who used to play for the Warriors, now with Utah.
Mellis, another country heard from. Big 3 for Billy Mellis. His 5th point of the game. On 2 shots, he brings the Cardinals within 3. Holt feeling the heat of Mellis. Oh, stolen away by Ratliff. All alone. Lays it in. Wise choice. You go for the jam and you miss it, you feel like a jerk. He gets the short 2, brings his team to within 1. Timeout Cardinals. Let's tell them who makes this game possible. It's Alpha of Santa Cruz. The Capitola Book Cafe. Easy Care Kitchen. Jerry Sports. Nye Lumber. The Pizza Company. The Pontiac Grill. Some guys you know.
Oh, yeah, the Rotary Clubs of Santa Cruz County. I know those guys. Scarborough Gardens, Stained Glass Overlay, Straw Hat Pizza on 41st Avenue, Travel Trails, Trent Tile, and Zoccoli's Delicatessen.
We thank you one and all. Your support, highly appreciated. You fans, go out, let them know about it. High school sports at its very best, brought to you on KRUZ by these far-sighted local business people.
Jeff, what just happened with Ratliff making that steal on the cross-court pass is what Warmerdam has been working on all week, I'm sure. And since the last time these two teams play, when he just tore the game wide open with that play, they've been very effective tonight. And that's the first time they've really broken down on that. Ratliff goes uncontested. Could have had a jam, right? Last year he was jamming that ball, wasn't he?
Very smart. Wanted the sure deuce. Got the sure deuce.
You think Pete Newell might have come out of his seat if he'd have bounced it off that rim into the ceiling?
It'd have been sit-down time no matter who you are.
This is not
the home crowd. There's no one really to electrify. There are some Santa Cruz fans here, but they're not in the majority.
Yeah, but it shuts them up.
Could be. The 2 didn't put them in good voice either. Aptos leads by 1. The defense is terrific. Holt's shot is a little bit awry. Ratliff to the sky. Cardinal ball. Powell pushed him.
Well, there you go. You have Holt now with Mellis on him now. He's just all over him. And Holt is not making the adjustment. I think right now what he's got to do, Jeff, is give the ball up and not be taking that contested 20-footer or 20-foot 9-inch shot.
Well, Holt leads all scorers with 9, 11, 13, 25 points. Ratliff cans it. All tied at 51. I think I underestimated the size of the Santa Cruz contingent.
Yeah, they're coming alive over here. Ratliff goes into double figures now, Jeff, with 10.
And 11. And the Cardinals have the lead back. Oh, this is showing us something here. The Cardinal 1987-88 team is serious business.
It's that quickness that's just showing itself here now, Jeff.
Aptos, with their league championship perhaps, all possibilities hanging in the balance. Need to get busy. Warmerdam can't get it. To it underneath. Oh, he's a little short, but he's fouled. Who fouled him? It's not on him. It's on Aptos. I think it's against Jonathan King. And if it is...
That's his 4th, Jeff.
That's 4. So King now will have to play with his hands in his pockets as Warmerdam goes to the bench. He's going to bring on Cliff Knudsen. We'll see what the change is. It'll be Powell who'll sit down. Cliff Knudsen will try to come in and continue the magnificent basketball history here in the Aptos gym of that Viking family. Patrick Jones will try to boost that Cardinal lead to 2, and he does. Now he'll have a chance to make it 3.
Well, Patrick's having a nice evening. He's perfect from the line, 2 for 2. Got 3 field goals. Been kind of a silent 8 points, huh?
He's got some big boys down in the blocks with him from Aptos, 2 of the league's leading rebounders. He makes them both. Oh, it's great to see a big man shoot like that. 54-51, 3:52 left in regulation. The Cardinals lead it, but with 3 points down, this man right here could knot it all up with one flick of the wrist. Trying to find the opportunities, fouled by Mellis. And for Billy Mellis, that's his 3rd personal foul.
Well, Jeff, Pete made a very strategic move. He had Mellis out of there and Tracy Barnes in, and Aptos had a 6 or 7 point lead. In came Mellis, back on Holt, shut him down, and then that just sparked Santa Cruz to this lead now of 3 points.
Stolen by Mellis to Silvan, to Green. They're trying to work the break. Green kicks it back out, Ratliff, and they'll settle it down. Now the fist play. It's like a semi-stall here with Sylvan, the man in the middle.
Just 3 minutes left, Jeff.
Little 4 corners action as we go 54-51. The Cardinals with the lead in the ball. Green sees a seam, can't zone up. Warmerdam rescues it. The ball goes out of bounds, and the Cardinals keep it. What a swat by Warmerdam.
Well, Mark Tewitt came up with it, but he made a blind pass back, and it was a good play. There's no Mariner was there.
Sylvan from the middle finds his spot. 56-51. Cardinals. 2:44 and counting down. Here's Holt, baseline, rubs by Jones, and they call the foul on Jones.
On Mellis, I believe, wasn't it?
We'll see. You might be right. It looked like Jones was barely doing his thing. Nope, 55, 2 fists. They call it on Jones.
You got it.
Baseline. It'll be Holt to the line.
I saw Mellis kind of wince there, and I kind of thought they got him on a
It was really what you might call a graze. But of course, if you graze into a big guy like Jones, it might feel like a little bit more than a graze to you.
We have our own definitions of that.
So the Mariners not yet shooting will take it out on their own baseline.
Well, you would think now that Bill might want to use Holt coming off of a screen and shooting without the dribble rather than shooting off the dribble, because Mellis is just taking that away from him right now. We'll see what happens.
Here comes Green. To Jones. It's just stolen away by Jonathan King. Oh my goodness, how did he do that? The Cardinals hang on to the ball, but King stopped the sure deuce, and the man's playing with 4 fouls.
And Darryl Ratliff was right there, though, to retrieve the loose ball. Santa Cruz didn't get hurt on that, except for getting the 2 points taken away from him.
They lead by 5. They could put the rest of the league possibly to sleep for the championship with this victory. With 2:09 left in the game, they're just really content. Here's where you see who's been practicing their foul shots as Holt gets Mellis. Mellis will go to the line. For Holt, foul number 3. He leads all scorers with 25 points, but his club, the Mariners, trail by 5.
Well, Billy Mellis 0 for 1 so far tonight. We'll see how he holds up this time to the stripe.
Oh, not clean, but it's through.
What a turnaround here in the last 2 or 3 minutes, Jeff.
The Cardinals had every excuse to just go home. Wings clipped, but they fought back here, and they've run it up to 7-point lead with 2 minutes to go.
The signs of that 14-game winning streak are really showing here. That poise, that don't give upness.
Holt for 3, give it to him. We're a long way from over. 58-54. Holt with 28 points. Aptos with 54. The Cardinals have 58 and the ball. Well, the clock, just the whole thing right now. Another foul. Holt on Mellis. Now that's 3 on Craig. Is that 3 or 4?
That was on Knudsen, I believe.
Okay. Didn't quite understand why Holt would be taking a foul. And the foul will go against Knudsen.
Well, Mellis buried these 2 last time, Jeff.
Give him another. He's been practicing. 59-54, 144 left in the game. The Cardinals have their 60. They average 60.2 a game.
Well, with a 3-point play in vogue here, this 6-point lead, it's not over.
It's nothing. There's half of it gone right there. 60-57. The strategy seems clear for the Mariners. Give it to Holt, give it to Holt, and give it to Holt.
That was a 2-pointer, Jeff. It's 60-56.
Okay. Correct that. By 4. Foul on the baseline. 2 it against Jones. Jones will go to the line. It's a 4-point spread for the Cardinals. With a minute 22 left.
Well, it
gets to the point where every time I think Holt shoots, it must be a 3.
I know we have to start thinking about MVP time. There's been a lot of MVPs for Santa Cruz.
Most valuable player brought to you by Awards and Engraving Unlimited and by Eric's Deli Cafe. Jones shot good, 61-56. 122 left.
Jones has been ice at that line. That's 4 for 4 for him, Jeff.
When you read the box score, you'll see the line on the road was really big for the Cardinals here. Bradley Skies gets the board. Aptos will have to go get it again. 61-56, what a rebound.
That was a monster board, just very critical. Aptos could have come down and cut that to 2 points if it weren't for that offensive board by Darryl Ratliff.
Now who is it? Either Knudsen or Holt. They're both there on Sylvan. Ormadev's going to the bench. He's going to send Powell back in. The foul is on Holt. Now that's his 4th, I believe. It is 4 on Holt. Powell comes in and tells Craig something. He's got messages for everyone. He's whispered in everyone's ear. Now he'll settle down as Sylvan goes to the line. His team leading 61-56 with a minute 9 left. Foul shooting, how important is it on the road at the end of the game? He's got it. For Sylvan, unofficially, 10 points.
Just kind of off the record here, it looks like about 9 out of the last 10 that the Cardinals have hit.
Holt gets the rebound. There's still plenty of time. They trail by 6. 2 shots from this guy could do it. Not a bad foul. Green fouls Holt with a minute 4 to go. Green isn't in any foul trouble. I think that's his first foul, actually.
No, but I don't think Pete Newell wanted that foul. A 6-point lead, 104 to go. You know, and you're only going to hit 40 to 45% of those 3-pointers. And I think Pete would rather have that clock going right now.
The way his club's shooting the foul shots, though, going on the seesaw and the foul line might not be a bad idea, but this guy's awfully good from the line. Holt with another.
Well, he's having a monster night also with 31 points, Jeff. He's put it down.
And again, Cardinals lead by 4. And the full court pressure.
Well, now they've got to steal.
Oh, the ball is up for grabs, and Tuitt saw it all the way. It goes out of bounds. It'll be Santa Cruz ball. What are they calling that? Oh, there's a little confusion here. Francis and Steve Chase are going to talk.
We definitely have an argument.
And Chase says he did not see it. And Francis is going to award the ball to the Cardinals, and Holt is going to protest, but he's going to lose it.
No time for a technical right now on the part of the Mariners.
Well, Francis is a veteran. He wouldn't call it technical there, given the circumstance, I don't think. But Holt backed off wisely.
Given the wrong words out of the player's mouth, you got a technical.
You got it. You got it. There's a magic word.
Now we're not saying that they would say the wrong thing.
No.
Now Craig is going at it like a lawyer. He's doing it a little bit more barrister-like.
Well, the trial is over. Now the verdict is on the line with 54 seconds to go in the ball game. The Cardinals by 4. Trying to protect that ball. Mellis down into trap country, tries to bounce it inside. If they'd have connected on that pass, Jones would have been gone for 2. but they foul him instead. I think Powell did it.
Well, Mellis, they didn't want to foul Mellis down there. He had hit his last 4 foul shots, and Jones has missed his last foul shot, even though he's 4 for 5 on the night. But probably a wise choice.
Check that. The foul on Chris Warmerdam is his second. Patrick Jones goes to the line. The sophomore. Kansas, 63-58.
Cardinals just dynamite from the line here in this last quarter.
44 seconds remaining. And what very well could be the pivotal game of the 1987-88 season. There's a lot left. The Cardinals have 6 games left, so do the Mariners. But to reverse it by 3 is going to be a big chore against this Santa Cruz team. 64-58. Mariners still alive. We've seen him do it before. That's, ooh, ever so close. 2 guys for board. Comes up a little short. Whose ball? Cardinal ball. 34 seconds left.
Very big play. Tuitt was right there. They got the board. The Mariners were on the boards, but the Cardinals are doing what they have to do, Jeff. They're hitting their free throws. They're not throwing the ball away. They're cool.
Well, we don't even know who's going to win the game. Never mind the MVP. Here goes Green. Green gets just held and tackled by King, and King's going to say aloha, I believe, unless somebody got him earlier.
Well, they called an intentional foul on that. Jonathan King actually wrapped his arms around him, and that's going to dearly cost him.
Well, it cost them everything because King's gone.
Well, it cost them that, but they also get 2 free throws plus the ball. The party's over, Jeff.
29 seconds left. Green can really put it away, but I've seen awfully strange things in here over the years. I've seen teams with leads this big with not much more time than this lose it. Oh, that climbed in. That's a clue right there.
Are there any,
start thinking MVP, and it's rugged.
Are there any bookies in the crowd? Because I think you could get some bets on that, Jeff, right now.
Oh, scoreboard hasn't moved. It's 64-58.
Well, it's the home team,
now it's 66. All right,
okay.
They marked it. It took them a while. 66-58.
Well, that's
29 seconds left.
That's a 6-man over there, see?
We're looking at what should be a Santa Cruz victory, but I'm not going to say who the most valuable player is, but off mic here, we better get into it and start figuring it out. The most valuable player award is brought to you by Awards and Engraving Unlimited and Eric's Deli Cafe. We need some help from the truck, maybe.
I'll tell you, there's been a lot of great players out there for the Cardinals tonight. Billy Mellis came in with a deficit, created absolute pandemonium for the Mariners, turned the game. That's where the whole game turned with that lead. Ratliff has had a great game. Jeremy Green has scored in the 20s.
It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. Patrick Jones has hit some big free throws. Sylvan has played well. You know, all of the Cardinals have played well.
It's hard.
Well, you know what my choice would be, Jeff? Well, there's about 5 players out there who have my choice, I'll tell you, but we'll be announcing that in a second.
I'd actually like to give it to the whole team. Don't know if we can. Here come the Mariners. Season maybe on the line as far as the championship of the league goes, and I think it's lights out here now, and it wouldn't be really brave to make that statement, so I'm going to call this an opportunity for us to reward one of the unsung players. And it's pretty hard to do this, Larry, because the man he's playing against, Craig Holt, scored 31 points. But Billy Mellis' defense has really been instrumental, because the way Craig Holt was shooting, he very well could have scored 50 points in here tonight.
I totally agree. Craig Holt was going wild. He was getting shots out there with the man a step off of him. Pete Newell takes Tracy Barnes out, who had come in for Mellis. Mellis just absolutely shut him down. Everything he got after Craig got after that was just totally earned.
Okay, it's time to pay the piper. It's time to pay the defense. Our most valuable player tonight, with hats off and full salutes to Jeremy Green, Darryl Ratliff, Sylvan Jones, Rainey, Coach Newell, the whole Cardinal organization. Our most valuable player tonight is Billy Mellis.
All right. But this is very characteristic for Mellis to play such a great defensive game. You know that. He's shut down Ferreira, Holt, Pause for Watsonville.
Key foul shooting down the stretch. The Mariners are going to play out the string. They trail by 8. That'll only be worth 3. Well, it could be worth as many as if he pranks it off the back rim. He was fouled in the shot. Now, this is absolutely crazy, but they're still in this game big time.
That is what gives coaches ulcers when you're ahead, you know, by 8 points and you foul a guy shooting a 25-footer.
And he cans it. So Holt runs it up to 34. Depending on what Tomas Thompson is doing in another venue tonight, Holt could be very well back on top of the scoring in the league.
Hey, if there's a timeout now on the part of the Mariners, but Jeff, if he hits this free throw, it's not over. If Aptos were to steal the inbounds pass, hit a three-pointer and get fouled, you got an overtime. You know, I mean, or a couple of steals, 5-second calls.
We could have almost anything. I've seen scores, I tell you, anything can happen in this place. This is the Aptos triangle. You're in the Bermuda Triangle. This is the Aptos Triangle. Teams come in here. They can be superior in every way. They can have preposterous leads. The Cardinals can be falling apart. But somehow this guy pulls it out. He's got a line in that forward for only about 1/10 of the games that he's pulled out in this gym against all odds.
I saw him win again against my team that we had a 2-point lead with 3 seconds to go. They had 90 feet to go. And they won the game, if you can believe it. You know, so anything is possible, right? And right here, 5 points.
Once upon a time in a gym not so very far away in that championship Northern California season a few years back, I called them out.
Yeah.
They weren't out.
You're right.
Jones came back and took it away from Salinas. The Cowboys had the Mariners sunk. The ship was down. It was stern down, only the nose was up. They bring it, yes, there's Sylvan, and there's a foul on Warmerdam, and Jack got pounded.
It was a smart play because Holt intentionally missed the shot so they can get the board. Warmerdam knows his team needed 2 scores, 2 possessions and 2 scores, so it didn't matter whether he hit that free throw or not. They have to get the ball back and hit 2 times, and that's what they elected to do. And they still do, so they didn't really lose anything on that unless he hits this free throw.
Chris Warmerdam goes out to a now building applause from the Aptos fans who kind of sit in disbelief here. The Cardinals with their third straight victory over the Mariners. Kelly Stratton comes in. He didn't see much time tonight in this one. The sophomore will be around for a couple more years, of course.
Oh, what a place for a foul. Oh,
no.
Patrick Jones went over the shoulder.
I tell you.
Stop the clock. The Mariners go to the other end, Jeff.
Turn off the bus. Turn off the showers. Turn off the bus. We're still here. Pete Newell down on his knees, imploring future impact, future players in the Cardinal program, telling them that was not a good play.
That was a nightmare for a coach right there. You're sending the best foul shooter, certainly one of the best, to the line.
All right, now it's 66-62. Santa Cruz, timeout Mariners.
Well, I'll tell you what he's going to do now. He's going to hit this next shot, Jeff, and they've got to go for a 5-second call or a steal on the inbounds or then a foul in that order. But he won't be missing this shot intentionally.
They can't get to 4 from here.
Hey.
They trail by 4. They need 4, so I agree with you.
They're 1 possession away. They hit the foul shot. It's down by 3. They need the ball back. Hey, they're definitely in this ball game now.
I called them out of it 18 seconds ago. So much has happened since 18 seconds have gone by.
Well, Craig Holt with a 36-point evening and still going.
Aptos fans can't fault me on that. They probably like it. They remember the Salinas Cowboys game.
Hey, it was 66-58 with 30-something seconds to go, right?
29?
29 seconds to go, and we're looking up right now at possible 66-63.
With still 11 seconds left.
Wow, is all I have to say.
Yeah.
Very original.
Uh-huh. We grew up reading the same comic book.
That's the extent of the vocabulary at this point.
So Holt, what's this?
The second in, it is 1-1.
36 points?
He's got 36 now and counting.
37. What do you do?
5-second count is what they want.
Oh, they threw it away! The Cardinals threw it away! The Cardinals threw it away! There's 11 seconds left!
It's a timeout called by Warmerdam.
Timeout, Mariners, 66-63, they trail. They get the ball back with 11 seconds left in the ball game.
Well, Jeff, I think the crowd's saying it all. Down by 8 points with 28 or 29 seconds to go. And now all the Mariners have to do is can a three-pointer, and we could be headed for overtime.
When is 18 seconds the same as a year? You can ask Pete Newell. The last 18 seconds have seen his Cardinals go from almost an assured victory to right on the precipice of disaster. Because going overtime here now would be a tough thing for them to accomplish.
I think on that last play, Pete, that's an excusable error. He was trying to hit a man going out towards the sideline. The pass was just thrown low on the bounce, and it just skidded right on by. But when it's the mental errors that the Cardinals have made here in the last 30 seconds that is causing Coach Pete Newell to wonder.
Well, it's a round ball the man holds. It's not a ball that takes unfair bounces. It's a ball that seems to make things equal over the course of any given period of time. And that's where we are now, just about dead even. They don't have an easy go of it, the Mariners, but my goodness, it sure looks much better than it did 18 seconds ago. He's fouled! Holt was fouled!
Darryl Ratliff got him. They switched that time, and they had Ratliff on Holt. They knew that Holt would be shooting the ball, and they wanted a guy with a little bit better legs on him, Jeff. We have lost our monitor, but we hope everything's fine in the track. All right.
So Holt will go to the line. The Mariners trailing by 3 with 8 seconds left. Needs the first one. Can't get it. Now he's got to bounce the second one, and they realistically have to pop the 3. What do you think?
It doesn't really matter right here. It doesn't really matter.
Same situation.
He's just got to hit one of these, Jeff. He just has to hit one. That's all. They're gonna get the same chance that they just had on that possession. This one they need.
It's good. Now the Cardinals really need the ball. They lead by 2. They get it inbound.
Got a foul.
Billy Mellis
the
has
Mariners
it in his
have
hand.
got a foul.
6 seconds. 5. Foul. Out of our sight. It looked like Powell and Sylvan to shoot.
Chase and Francis were conferring on that, the two officials, to determine whether it was an intentional foul. And it's going to be a 1-and-1.
Well, the intentional foul would be ball game time.
You bet.
But we've thought that before.
And remember this, Jeff. If he just hits one of them, we still have a game. One free throw, and if Aptos, they still have time to get the ball down the court, hit a three-pointer, and go OT.
Then would you foul? Then would you foul on the 3? Well, that's the big question in that 3
That's
stuff.
a very, very good point. And Pete Newell decided to talk about that. And of course, Sylvan is shooting, right, Jeff?
Right.
We have Sylvan 5 for 10, I believe, at least unofficially. That could be off. There's been a lot of shots put up here at the end of this game. What an unbelievable finish.
Well, it's terrific. It's everything as promised, as delivered.
Well, if Sylvan can convert both, that'll be a 4-point lead. The party should be over. Now, I wouldn't bet on anything.
4 seconds, 66-64. The guests will go to the line. Will they find hospitality there? The future.
Well, Sylvan.
KRUZ Sports, hello to you, too.
Well, a few minutes ago, we picked Billy Mellis as, MVP. A lot of things have happened since then, but that pick still stands, of course.
He came close to maybe having to give it back.
Almost had to play Indian giver there, huh?
And it's still not over. We would have to do it. It is our tradition to give it to a member of the winning team.
You're absolutely right. We might have had to go with a co on that one.
Smiling Jack rims it. 3 seconds. 2. A launch. Oh, side glass. The Cardinals win it. Holt puts up the final shot. The Cardinals win it 66-64. They lead the league now 8-0. The Mariners drop back to 5-3. We'll be back with our most valuable player, Billy Mellis of the Santa Cruz Cardinals.
Can I cook? Of course I can cook. Are you kidding? How about Italian food? Okay, I'll see you at 7.
Hey, this is great. This is the best lasagna I've ever had. Where'd you learn to cook like that?
Handcrafted stoneware and tile is now manufactured in Santa Cruz County for the discriminating buyer. Trent Tile of Felton takes pride in creating unique and durable items, from color-matched tile and sinks to dishes, planters, and pottery. Personal attention provides you with a product of timeless, lasting beauty and the assurance that the job is done right. Trent Tile on Graham Hill Road in Felton is proud to support high school sports by advertising on KRUZ television.
These things go together. Visit Straw Hat Pizza today at Highway 1 and 41st Avenue, the crossroads of our community.
Out of the labyrinth comes one unconventional choice. An Alfa Romeo with 4 doors. The Milano. Its extraordinary aluminum V6 muscles up to 183 horsepower. And its provocative style will take you where you've never been before. The Alfa Romeo Milano, driven to be different.
Now at Northern California's only exclusive Alfa Romeo dealership.
Hi, I'm Eric Johnson, founder and president of Eric's Deli Cafe. Why don't you come on inside and see the care we take in preparing all the food at an Eric's Deli Cafe. All of our soups, baked goods, and salads are made from scratch from our own special recipes with nothing but the finest ingredients. The cooks start bright and early each morning to make sure that everything we serve is just the way you like it. And our own truck delivers it fresh to you every morning starting at 3 a.m. Does that guy look familiar to you? At Eric's, we've made a personal commitment to our community by adding support to local charities and community events. We appreciate the support that you've given us over the past 13 years and want you to know that we will do our best on every visit that you make to an Eric's Deli Cafe so that it will be fast, fresh, and delicious. Here's to your health.
KRUZ Sports presents the Most Valuable Player Award. Each week, KRUZ honors the athlete that has the most outstanding game in leading their team to victory. The MVP award is sponsored by Eric's Deli Cafe, food that's fast, fresh, and delicious. And by Awards and Engraving Unlimited of Capitola, where you can find the right honor for everyone. Now, let's go back to tonight's announcers for the KRUZ Sports MVP Award.
Our most valuable player tonight, Billy Mellis. And Billy, as soon as we went over and told Coach Newell we had chosen you our MVP, he asked us if he could come out here and join in it, so I'm going to turn this over to him for the time being.
Well, in perspective, last